Michelle, she should change her name to Misery Obama.
Michelle Obama being like, you don't understand how tough it was.
In a tense live broadcast, Megyn Kelly and Patrick Bet-David engaged in a heated discussion, revealing the dark side of Michelle Obama.
We are in a really tough time right now.
The discussion started with Michelle Obama's recent comments on a podcast that led Patrick and Kelly to expose her secret side.
Misery Obama does not want to run for office. Misery just wants to sit and talk about how miserable she is.
That dark side is the reason the media is reluctant to cover Michelle's personal life. Why are they afraid? What is the dark side of the former First Lady? This video would explore these answers in detail. This all started with Michelle's disturbing comments on the Diary of a CEO podcast.
Being the First Lady anyway comes with
right.
tremendous scrutiny.
Honestly, the podcast discussion is enough for you to know the real personality of Michelle. She gave the world a sobering peek into what must surely be one of the most emotionally devastating experiences known to mankind: living in the White House. No, I am not joking here.
Because it's expensive to live in the White House. As many people don't know.
The former First Lady didn't hold back as she described the shocking burden of residing in a historic mansion with a full staff, Secret Service protection, and global prestige. Apparently, it's all smoke and mirrors. Because as Michelle revealed with all the gravity of a hostage survivor, you have to pay for your own food. Imagine the horror. The steak on your gold-plated plate is not free. The kale in your organic smoothie is billed. Even the family's travel, if it wasn't an official presidential event, was charged to the Obamas personally. She stressed that if her daughters dared to board Bright Star, the First Lady's designated plane, the family had to foot the bill. It's a wonder they survived the fiscal trauma.
People don't know. I mean, much is not covered. You're paying for every food, every bit of food that you eat. You're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel. If you're not traveling with the president, if your kids are coming on a Bright Star, which is the First Lady's plane, we had to pay for their travel to be on the plane.
But wait, there's more. Michelle also dove into the emotional carnage of motherhood with a poetic gem. They mess you up.
Little people with their own sense of everything, they mess you up. You love them dearly, but they're a hassle. And they're demanding.
Yes, the children she and Barack longed for, those adorable Obama girls, ruined everything. She spoke candidly about the struggles of infertility, marriage, and parenting, portraying it all as one big, joyless trudge through chaos and stress. It's not that she doesn't love her kids, of course. She does. They're just a hassle, each with their own sense of everything. Because nothing says maternal warmth like implying your offspring were the beginning of your undoing.
There were moments when I didn't feel like I got enough attention.
Perhaps the most vulnerable moment came when she asked, "What did those 8 years in the White House do to my soul?" She expressed frustration that few people ever thought to ask her that question. Michelle emphasized that the cost of power and visibility wasn't just financial or logistical, it was emotional. She longed for empathy, not applause, for someone to wonder how she was doing amid the whirlwind of diplomacy, parenting, and fame.
How I got through 8 years of that.
Because it's relentless.
It is relentless.
It's relentless, it is global, it is unfair.
No doubt, Megyn Kelly and Patrick Bet-David had a heated discussion about this podcast, but they started it in a pure parody format.
Many people don't understand. Not much is covered in the White House.
It's expensive to live in the White House. We made it through.
We got out alive.
But what happened to me?
What happened to me? No one talks about it.
They tear into what they see as Michelle Obama's favorite game, playing both the superstar and the victim. 1 minute, she's commanding center stage with a Netflix docuseries, a sold-out book tour, and enough brand power to rival Oprah. Next, she is clutching her pearls because someone dared to ask, "Hey Michelle, what exactly are you doing with all this influence?" It's as if she wants all the perks of being Beyoncé and the sympathy of a misunderstood poet without ever facing the heat that usually comes with fame and fortune.
It's about misery.
Folks think that this is harsh. It's like you're gonna have a bad decade.
We don't articulate.
According to Megyn Kelly, Michelle's dark side is her dual personality. The woman loves to be a leader, but portrays herself as a victim every chance she gets. According to her, Michelle is the only person who can vacation in Martha's Vineyard, headline Netflix deals, rake in millions from memoirs, and still manage to sound like she's living paycheck to paycheck and raising kids in a war zone. Kelly zeroes in on Michelle's comments from the Diary of a CEO, especially the oh-so-tragic revelation that living in the White House was expensive.
It was tough. We barely survived living in the White House.
We got out alive.
Megyn practically rolls her eyes into another dimension at this supposed financial hardship, reminding us that this is a woman whose net worth multiplied tenfold during her time in office. Her net worth grew from around $1.3 million in 2007 to $70 million by 2025. Not only this, the Obamas secured a joint book deal worth $65 million with Penguin Random House for Becoming and Barack's memoir. But it's Michelle's talk about motherhood that really grates on Megyn's nerves.
Misery Obama never has a positive word to say. Never.
When Michelle described her children as messing her up and framed parenting as one long, exhausting obstacle course, Kelly didn't hear candor. She heard a woman drenched in gloom. According to her, Michelle could turn a trip to Disneyland into a therapy session. By the way, her parenting comments also show that Michelle couldn't stand Barack Obama. She secretly hates him and his kids.
She's glad she didn't have a boy because he would have been a Barack Obama. And that's a hard pass for her. This woman can't stand him.
Megyn sees her vulnerability as calculated PR. Tears queued just in time for the book launch, sadness sold in hardcover, and emotional speeches that give her thousands of dollars. And what's with the "I never wanted the spotlight" narrative? Megyn Kelly isn't buying it. She argues Michelle's entire brand is built on expertly timed emotional interviews, heartstring-tugging speeches, and staged humility, all while subtly dominating every cultural conversation. Kelly and Patrick argue that someone who shaped national conversations for 8 years and beyond shouldn't simultaneously play the victim card when people critique her. Michelle Obama took the shield of racism and black skin whenever someone tried to criticize her for her wrongdoings. She wanted fame, but instantly played the victim card when someone even tried to expose her real personality. Michelle has full-blown bodyguards in the media whose job is to portray every enemy or critic of her as a monster to the world. Megyn argues that Michelle lives in a protective media bubble, where accountability goes to die. Any real scrutiny is instantly swatted down with moral outrage. It's not just that the media likes Michelle, but they are emotionally invested in her brand like it's the final season of a beloved Netflix series. She's a cultural Swiss Army knife, part role model, part activist, part lifestyle guru. Questioning her curated perfection is basically blasphemy. Patrick takes it a step further.
Michelle Obama is probably getting really tired of people being like, you should run, like you should be a politician.
He says the media doesn't just protect Michelle, they depend on her. She generates ratings, clicks, think pieces, and feel-good puff profiles. She is useful, and when a figure becomes too useful, they become untouchable. Which means no tough questions, no inconvenient facts, and certainly no critique that might pop the balloon of her carefully managed image. That is the reason the media and critics are scared of talking about Michelle's dark sides and scandals.
We don't articulate our pain.
Yes.
We keep it all bottled up inside, and then nobody ever asks us about ourselves.
According to Patrick, Michelle isn't just floating through fame with an occasional book or podcast drop. No, this is a woman conducting a masterclass in soft power branding. Every podcast episode is a rehearsed monologue with the tone of just vibing, but actually a strategic bullet point on a political resume. Every perfectly lit Netflix appearance is a subtle voter engagement tool wrapped in inspirational lighting. She is out here planting kale in the White House garden while quietly laying the groundwork for a future Senate run, or maybe even a presidency.
For whining about costs in the White House.
And while the media swoons over Michelle's sneakers and Spotify playlists, Patrick's busy drawing flowcharts showing how every move is calculated to maintain relevance, dodge accountability, and expand influence. She doesn't need to announce a campaign. She is already in it, just with better lighting and fewer debates. Patrick Bet-David suggests that Michelle doesn't need to announce a presidential run because she has never really left the public stage. From speaking tours to youth empowerment shows to cultural moments on TikTok, she is constantly shaping public opinion without appearing overtly political. Joe Rogan also agrees with Patrick.
Michelle Obama should run for president. If she won, she could. China would just give up.
To Patrick and Megyn, this is both brilliant and dangerous, a quiet but powerful manipulation of culture and politics. In short, both Kelly and Bette David criticize Michelle for pushing a dual image, someone who doesn't want attention but always stays in the spotlight. Her branding as a relatable, down-to-earth figure is contrasted with her luxury lifestyle, elite friendships, and multi-million-dollar deals. So this is all about the dark side of Michelle Obama. Now, which celebrity or story should we cover next? Let me know in the comments section.